let my dog escape and hoped that he wouldn't be found.
Well, I hope when Lassie finds you in the well, she doesn't tell anybody. Boom.
5 months ago, I, 23 female, was out shopping for groceries when I got a text from my boyfriend, 24 male, asking if I let my dog out before I left. I told him I didn't, and that he was asleep on the couch when I left, and I'd appreciate it if he let him out while he was over. He said, of course. And that was the end of the conversation, until I got home. Oh, by the way, this comes from Throw RA Away 263. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytype subreddit. I am Savannah.
I am Dakota.
I am Keon.
No, I'm Keon.
No, I'm Savannah.
No, I'm Dakota.
We're here to give some good advice goofily, but obviously we don't have all the answers. We'd only tell you what we would do in this situation. But you should tell us what you would do in this situation in the comments. As OP says, my apartment has a slider that leads out onto a small yard where my dog does his business, with one gate fence that leads to the parking lot and has to be unlocked from the inside. When I came home, my boyfriend was in the kitchen waiting for me and said that my dog accidentally got out. He was very apologetic and said he opened the slider to let him out, and somehow the gate was open and my dog ran out and he couldn't catch him. Aww.
Dang.
I spent 2 months. 2 months? Oh no, I'm gonna cry. I spent 2 months calling shelters, rescues, and animal control, putting up flyers, going to these places to look, and asking my neighbors. I looked everywhere for him. I was heartbroken and basically haven't stopped crying. My dog has never been one to run, even if the gate was open. He loves to be around people, and if his people are around, he stays put. I adopted him when he was 3 years old when I got an apartment. He's my first dog I'm responsible for on my own, not a family dog. He's now an older guy going on 7, and he doesn't have it in him to run away.
So my theory is that boyfriend took the dog to some kind of like shelter or adoption place and was like, yes, take this dog.
Ooh, I am already heated.
Boyfriend probably is like, I don't get much attention from OP. She gives a lot of love and attention to her dog. If I remove the dog, I get more attention.
Yeah. This guy's a psychopath.
I immediate breakup block anything I could do to this man.
Well, we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know yet. We need to find this dog first. We need to find the truth.
Beyond that, when I rescued him, he went through training and has very good recall. Not perfect, but he comes 8 out of 10 times when he's called. And then 2 days ago, I got a call from a vet hospital 2 hours away saying that they scanned a stray dog and found his microchip matched my information.
Okay,
Oh,
nice.
good news. That's
Wow.
good. That's good.
He was there.
But he really just did. Okay, so now maybe fun silver lining. Your dog had a crazy Bilbo Baggins style adventure.
He went on an adventure. Yeah.
for months.
He comes back
That's
with a
cool.
ring on his paw, and you're like, "Where'd you get that? What is that? What is that?"
He comes back and he's yeah. Yes. He comes back and now he's Gandalf the White.
He was there. My little man was at the vet hospital.
Little man, Bilbo Baggins.
I cried and asked 1,000 questions. He was found in that town wandering the day prior by an amazing woman who brought him to the vet. They said when he was dropped off, he didn't have a collar on. He was a little malnourished and dehydrated, so the vet put him on a drip and got some food into him and scanned him when they opened. And then they found me. I was so overwhelmed and happy I couldn't even start my car once I got in with him because I couldn't stop crying for a good 10 minutes.
Aw, good crying. It's good crying.
Aw.
Yay!
I would be exactly the same. I drove him home, gave him a bath, and called and texted everyone that he was home safe. My boyfriend's response was, "Really? Cool."
Huh.
Ew. Then he came over yesterday, and obviously all I wanted to do was tell him what happened, but he didn't even seem like he cared. He just nodded along as I talked. I asked him if something was wrong, but he said he was fine. My dog wouldn't go near him, which was weird considering my dog loved him before. I figured he was scared to be home with other people at the moment and needed time to adjust. But after my boyfriend left, I couldn't help but start overthinking, which has led me to this post. Let me get ready for this. First, my dog wore a martingale collar with his tags on it, and the collar had my information stitched into it. He had his rabies tag, dog license, and an ID tag with his name, address, phone number, and the words, "I am microchipped." Martingale collars are not buckle or breakaway collars. They have to be physically tightened or loosened to be taken off. Not something my dog could have just slipped when he ran off. Second, he won't go near my boyfriend. My boyfriend did try to lean down and pet him when he came over yesterday, and as soon as my dog noticed, he ran into my bedroom and didn't leave until my boyfriend left.
Yeah, no, that's like immediate. Like we're done. I don't even know, but that's enough evidence to be done immediately.
I would be so angry. No, you do not F with animals around me.
Dog
You do
don't
not.
lie.
And-
Dog don't
yeah.
lie.
And as much as people say animals don't know, animals know. Are you kidding me? They're so smart. That's insane. Yet he said a very excitable hi to a few of his favorite neighbors. Oh, the dog.
dog.
Okay.
The dog. The dog.
The boyfriend does
We
that.
both went,
Yeah.
Usually, my dog would be walking over to my boyfriend and sitting by him until he acknowledges him with a few pets or a treat. Third, the gate. It's a very rare occasion that I use that gate. Usually, I use my front door, walk down the hallway, and leave my apartment through the lobby. I almost never go around the building. I don't remember even using it the week my dog went missing. It only opens from the inside, and I've never once had an issue with opening on its own. There's no damage to it, and you can bet I fiddled with it when he first went missing to see if it was broken or if something was wrong with it. Nothing was. It latched fine and closed fine. Fourth, when my dog went missing, my boyfriend, now that I look back on it, wasn't invested. When I made the first round of flyers to put up, he actually asked, "Do you really think these will help?"
What? That's I'm breaking up right there. Are you
Do you
serious?
think these would help?
Oh,
Yeah.
Your dog's lost. Do you think lost dog flyers are really going to help? Shouldn't you just give up and accept your dog's gone forever?
Yeah. I hate this man. Looking back, I don't think he cared one way or another if my dog was found. Never once before did my boyfriend say anything negative about my dog. He was never overly affectionate or excited that I had a dog, but he would throw the ball and pet him when he came over. They were never best friends cuddling on the couch, but my dog did see him as someone to play with and hang out with. Now I feel like I'm going crazy. I think I might be overthinking this. Maybe it was a freak accident and he just ran out of the yard because it was open for some reason. Or the alternative is that my boyfriend willingly let my dog leave the yard and somehow got him to go away. Because I know my dog, and he would never just run unless he thought it was a game or something. Is this something I ask him about? How do I even bring this up? Hey, did you make my dog run away? Or is this just something I'm exaggerating in my head because I'm happy my dog's home, but I'm looking for answers? There's an update.
Yeah. No, this is how you bring it up. You go, I know exactly what you did with my dog.
Yeah.
Even though you don't right now, that's how you bring it up. You go, I know exactly what you did. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Yeah.
And then no matter what he says, you go, but you need to get all your stuff and leave.
See, the thing is, because now this year I'm growing a backbone, I wouldn't even ask. I would just demand. I'd be like, so to me, it seems like you let my dog go on purpose. Why?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then see what they say. And then be like, oh, you're accusing me, blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, oh, weird how you're getting defensive about this. Go on. What are you going to say?
Yeah.
The gate opened. The dog ran away. The dog decided he wanted to go on a 2-month adventure away from me when he has everything he needs here.
Yeah. Who took his collar off?
Yeah, what happened to his collar?
How did my dog have no collar on?
Weird.
Huh.
There's an update. I can't express how much I appreciate it. I'm so happy he's home safe. I've not spoken to my boyfriend yet today about this, other than to ask if he was free tonight to talk. He is, so I'm going to talk to him tonight. I brought him to his usual vet to get checked out this morning. He's still a little dehydrated and needs to eat more food, but spread throughout the day. He's lost weight and needs to get it back on. He's also exhausted. Otherwise, except for a few scrapes and spots, he's doing really good. See, that could have been also horrible. What if, 1, the dog could have got, run over. 2, it could have been attacked by an animal. 3, someone else could have just been like, oh, look, dog. So many things could have happened. Don't be careless with an animal. To put into perspective how far away from home he was, I Googled how far my apartment is from the vet office where he was found. It's 34 hours away and 99.2 miles away.
30.
There's no way a dog that's
Yeah.
is homebound, knows home, doesn't leave the house, goes 99 miles away.
That's far. I had a dog who liked to run, and yeah, he never went that far.
He never went that far. Dogs aren't running that far. They're not running 34 hours away. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It may not seem far in a car, but for a dog, that's a long way to go. As for motives as to why he would do it, I don't know. When I finally did get my dog, he wasn't exactly happy about it. He was asking questions like, can you actually afford a dog in an apartment? What about when you go to class and work? He tried to convince me not to adopt him, but I was set on it.
Girl, the signs are in your face.
So he never
Yeah.
wanted you to get the dog, is what you just said.
I did speak to my landlord about any cameras in the area, and he said he would take a look, but he wasn't sure if there was one facing near the yard to see if the gate was really open and my dog ran through. I've never had an issue with that gate, and no one uses it. Maintenance always goes through the front door. Update 2. It's been a rough few days, and I feel drained.
Yep. We got rid of the man.
Yeah.
The truth has been revealed.
I talked to my now ex-boyfriend Friday night.
Woo!
I
Mm.
asked again how Remy got out. His story didn't change.
Remy.
I know, Remy! His story didn't change. He said he let him out through the slider into the yard, and Remy ran through the gate he didn't notice was open. He said he chased him through the parking lot, but Remy got away and he couldn't catch him, so he went back to my apartment to wait. I asked why he didn't keep looking, and he got defensive and asked why I was bringing this up. I laid out every issue I had with his story. The collar, where he was found, the gate being open, how he didn't want me to get Remy in the first place, how Remy wouldn't go near him in the other night, how he didn't want to help when Remy first went missing, and how he seemed to not care when I brought him home. We started arguing, and he kept saying the gate was open and Remy must have gotten lost on his way home. He was adamant he didn't have anything to do with Remy running away, saying it was a freak accident. I didn't believe him and still don't. I told him the trust was gone, the fact that he wasn't there trying to help me when it was his fault Remy got out, and that I had to practically beg him to help me look was too much. I broke up with him, telling him that even if he didn't have something to do with Remy going missing, he wasn't supportive and we just weren't working. It was better that we ended it. My landlord talked to me Sunday about the camera. The camera that faces the entrance where cars would come in would have caught them running through, but he said he didn't see Remy or my ex on the tape the day he went missing. It's not definitive proof. They could have run in the blind spot, but I'm going with my instinct.
Yeah, that's pretty definitive. That's pretty definitive to me.
Yeah. And I'm glad, OP very much was like, you tried to get rid of my dog? Bye. There was no, I don't know, maybe I should, try to work it. No. It was, I'm going to choose my dog because you're a freak.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's got to be more problems going on there.
Oh, for sure. This is probably not the only thing he's got going. I was gone for maybe 45 to 50 minutes after he sent me the text. He was at my place because we were going to cook dinner together. He didn't usually ask if I let Remy out, but he knew I had been in and out that day. Remy had been home alone for a few hours and probably needed to pee. By the way, we'll never leave you alone for hours, because you can listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast app and just search OK Storytime. I don't know what happened to Remy for those 5 months. I don't know if he was dropped off with someone or if someone left food out for him, which is why he's in relatively good shape. I don't know if my ex dropped him off somewhere. I don't know if my ex startled him awake, which is why he ran away and hid the other night. But I wasn't about to put my dog back in that situation in case he is terrified of my ex. That's not an answer I need. Maybe I'm reading too much into the fact that my dog barked at my ex, backed up to the end of the couch, ran away, and hid the entire time. Maybe it was a coincidence that this totally new behavior in an almost 7-year-old dog appeared out of nowhere.
Why? Stop. Now, you're
Yeah.
annoying me. We got there. We figured it all out. Stop it.
I think it's just she's just saying, I think it's sarcasm.
Yeah,
would
I
say.
hope. Stop it.
But either way, I'm happy my dog's home, safe with me. That's the end.
My dog. Yeah. Your ex 100% did that and is psycho.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Norman Bates. I was OP's boyfriend. I'm psycho.
Yeah, I definitely good thing you got out of there, OP. I mean, even if he didn't do it, it seems like he wasn't supportive of the whole dog thing anyway, and then you seem very passionate about it. So it's like, you know, you never should have to choose between your lover and a pet. Like, it's just that whole thing is dumb. So I think you did the right thing getting rid of this psycho.
My girlfriend refuses to train her dog, and it's destroying our relationship.
Well, I refuse to train you, and you're ruining me.
Before you think I'm an utter monster, I am an animal person.
Good.
I have always been the kind of person who will save kittens or puppies from the side of the road. I've rehabbed a few wild animals as well.
Aww.
I love dogs.
Okay, Dakota. Sure.
By the way, comes from user Ladder Comparison 7292. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
And I'm Savannah.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give you good advice, a little goofily, because we are just little goofballs. We don't know everything. We just know a little bit of stuff. So tell us the little bit of stuff that you know in the comments. My girlfriend and I have been together for 1.5 years. She bought her mini golden doodle to male about 3 months before we started dating. I thought it was really cute that we could both be dog parents together. The problem is that her dog is an absolute menace. He barks 24 hours a day. He is anxiously attached to her and will freak out if she leaves the room. He is extremely touch shy and will growl, bark, or snap without warning. He listens to commands approximately 4% of the time.
I was going to say, I did a research study. My hypothesis, 96% of the time, doesn't listen to me.
I just think it's funny that if OP actually was like logging all of the like commands and reactions to them, and it is just a clean 4%.
Yeah. I want to know how you based your study to that statistic.
Yeah.
Clearly.
He's
It's
just got a notes page. He resource guards human spaces like the bed and couch, snapping or growling when you even sit next to him.
Oh, no.
He has no leash discipline, is always jumping on people, and aggressive with other dogs.
Yikes.
I have my own dog, a big 100-pound mutt. Sorry, no dog tax. I don't want my girlfriend finding this post. I think he's probably a Pyrenees Shep mix. I grew up with dogs, and I was serious about training my own because I know his size can be intimidating. He's a good boy that mostly just wants scratches and sleep now, but he was a mess when I rescued him. Now, about 4 years later, he's extremely well behaved due to his training. At first, girlfriend implied she was doing everything she could, so to speak, and the dog simply wasn't listening. She'd frequently imply that my life was easier because my dog is just better behaved. I explained my dog was actually certifiably insane before roughly 2 years of daily training and asked her if she wanted help training her own dog. She said, yes, that would be great. Okay, here's the problem. Girlfriend takes literally nothing I say seriously.
Oh.
I am not a fan of punishment or pain for most dogs. Positive reinforcement does work. So I said there were a few small changes she could make immediately that would make her life easier. Distracting him with toys when strangers show up at the door, getting him a crate, rewarding him when he is being quiet. I said it was also probably a good idea to get him into official dog school. She wasn't raised with dogs, so she doesn't actually know a lot of common dog language things, like anxious yawning and all that stuff. This has led to a lot more arguments than I could have ever predicted. I admit I get frustrated when I see her breaking really easy to follow rules. For example, because he's cute and looks like a teddy bear, she frequently throws herself on him and cuddles roughly with him, despite his growling, squirming, and snapping. She hasn't gotten him a crate, even though he was originally crate trained, and his bed is right in front of the glass door. He has no doggy-only spaces, and she will invade his space when he's in bed or sleeping. She often lets him pull at the end of his leash. She laughs and acts like it's no big deal when he jumps on someone or slips his harness or runs up to people. She thinks it's cute, and people should relax. I think we live in a big city, and this dog is going to run into traffic and might get hurt. She gets upset, but doesn't change the behavior. She lets him off leash, even though his recall is very low. Despite the fact he's clearly a smart dog, she walks him maybe 30 minutes a day and doesn't train with him very often. One time we got into a serious argument because she let her off-leash dog be inappropriate with another on-leash dog, and the other owner got mad at her. I basically picked her snapping, growling dog up and moved him out of the situation. She was livid at the other woman for making an angry comment, "Leash your dog." But I actually agreed with the woman, and I said, I think he probably should be leashed until he knows how to behave.
That makes complete sense.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Wait, yeah, the dog's rarely leashed. Oh, whoa.
You got a
Yeah.
freaking whole creature who is alive. It is a dog. It is not a freaking labubu. You actually have to train it and take care of it and manage it.
I just don't understand. Like, that's just, I think it's just rude not to, like, it's rude to just have your dog off leash if there are going to be other dogs around and you know that the dog is going to go up and be disruptive to the other dogs that are on leash
Yeah.
and are behaving. Like, that's just, I don't know, that's common sense, I feel like. I can't with those people that like that, like, if you have a dog, you have to discipline it. Like, and it's not, and it doesn't mean like you have to be mean to it, you have to
No.
like hit it or, you know, whatever.
That's
like, no.
literally never how dog training works.
Exactly. Like, how do you think like the professionals do it? It's just positive reinforcement and just saying it's commands. It's like no or yes or sit or stay or, you know, it's just they realize they get it through like, you know, practice. And it's just, and that's with anyone. That's with anything.
And
Like, so I just don't understand why, like, you know, people, I think people who are lazy get these dogs. They're like, oh my God, it's cute. And then they don't know how to like actually do it. And then it all goes to crap because then these things are just running around wild and being disruptive of everything. And it's like, oh, they're just like that. No, you made them like that. You're not giving them any discipline. Same with the child. You don't tell them no. They're going to just do whatever they want.
Yeah, can you imagine how feral children would be if they just had zero discipline?
Yeah.
I was going to say, very similar to like parenting style, the dog, the way it acts and the way it is it goes off of the trainer or the owner of that dog.
Yeah.
So it goes to show. And also, I think for the girlfriend, she's the type of person like, nothing's working. Nothing, like, I've tried. It's just
Yeah.
not working. And you know what? I give up.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't try at all. My girlfriend accused me of being rough with her dog when he was just defending himself from a dog he attacked. Anyway, the fight was brutal. We agreed not to really discuss the dog after that. And now the dog is a point of jealousy between us. I can't believe I just had to write that sentence, but I did. She will roll over and greet the growling dog in the morning before she says anything to me, even if I'm clearly awake and the dog isn't. Rather than training him, she treats him like a teddy bear and is obsessed with what I can only define as his aesthetic, rather than his value as an actual dog. Dog boo-boo. I will be having a very serious discussion with her, and she'll be distracted by the dog, needing her affection or doing something cute. Usually, that's just him misbehaving. I mean, I would be okay if it happened sometimes, but it feels like I'll be 2 sentences into a conversation with her, and she will tune me out because he's in the room. For the sake of honesty, I'm writing this because about 3 weeks ago, my friend passed away in an accident. I was close with him. I was sitting on the couch trying not to cry, thinking about how we had plans for New Year's Eve, and as I was talking about it, my girlfriend was too distracted by her dog to listen. Her dog was literally just eating dinner like a normal dog. When I said something about it, she rolled her eyes and said it was petty to be jealous of a dog.
All right, I'm breaking up. I'm out. I'm out.
Bro, yeah. if
Enjoy
you-
your dog that you can't train and that it's going to bite you one day and
Yeah.
snip at your nose. Enjoy that.
Meanwhile, unfortunately, she is jealous of how her dog listens to me. I bring treats and stuff on walks to reward him, just as I do with my own dog. I try to work with him because he clearly wants to work. He is a very anxious dog and has a lot of energy. And I think he's a really salvageable dog. At this point, he prefers me to her, and she's admitted that she feels jealous of me because of this. Again, I try to explain everything that I'm doing, respecting his space, listening when he gets anxious, giving him tasks, and she acts like I'm nagging her. Maybe I am? No, you're actually doing the thing that, remember, she was like, please help me train my dog. And now you're doing that thing. She gets upset because I don't like having her dog over at my apartment. Like I said, he barks a lot, and I'm not supposed to have 2 dogs anyway. She says I hate the dog because I'm constantly correcting him and not letting him be himself. Man, that's the stupidest thing I've heard all day.
Letting a dog be themselves. They are always themselves. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Your dog is just untrained because you don't train it.
I don't think it's cute when the dog barks and misbehaves. I treat him the same as my dog, except my dog doesn't misbehave as much, so it looks like I'm being biased. I consistently remind her of my dog's demon side, which does still come out sometimes, and show her that I correct both of them. She thinks that because I don't hug or manhandle her dog that I hate him. I've explained to her that I don't think he's ready for that kind of handling. I have repeatedly explained that it took me like 2.5 years to get to the point of roughhousing with my own dog. We had been talking about moving in together, but I don't feel comfortable with that yet. I don't like that her dog harasses my dog. I don't like the barking, and I don't want to constantly be the bad guy just by actually training him. Recently, she burst into tears and said she thinks I'm asking her to choose between our relationship and the dog. I'm not. I'm asking her to please take responsibility for her dog. We have had countless conversations about this, and it usually ends in tears or her accusing me of being mean to her dog, no matter how gently I try to phrase things. I have literally Googled how to talk to someone about their dog's behavior before coming here.
I'm so guilty of doing that. I'm like, okay, how do I say this not a mean way? Okay, Google, what do I do about this? Like,
Yeah.
Me.
By the way, I want you to go listen to full episodes of stories like this one on your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you're listening. Just search OK Storytime. And it'll be a dog day afternoon.
Ooh, got him.
But we have a little bit more story here. At this point, honestly, I think I do hate the dog. I hate what it has done to our relationship. Well, that's different, buddy.
Not the dog's fault. It's not the dog's fault.
It's your girlfriend's fault.
Bingo.
I hate hearing him bark every 23 seconds. Michael Jordan. I've never felt this way about a dog before. I do think he's savable, but I also feel like he's just not the right dog for her. I am not willing to tell her that because that's not my place. I just don't know what to do. Is it time to pack it in? Am I choosing myself rather than the dog? I don't know. And there are some comments, and I bet they'll be really supportive of you leaving this girl.
You tried. I think OP tried and tried. I mean, it could have been worked out a little bit better of like really shaking your girlfriend and be like, wake up. Like, do you see what you're saying? Why do you always vilify me? I'm trying to help you, and it's still the same thing. And then you're like, I can't help you anymore. I can't help that dog anymore. I can't help you anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to help myself.
Truly. Comment. You can't live like this. Your girlfriend hasn't been taking you seriously, and it sounds like she doesn't even think there's a problem with how her dog is. You'll never be able to move in together while the dog is around. Your quality time will always be interrupted by her barking dog. Someone told me once, imagine that you can't change someone. Would you still stay with them if you knew they'd be like this forever?
Wow. Wait, I like that. I always just assume, like, I know people don't change, but some people do change. And then it's like,
well, I think, yeah,
like,
people do change. People change all the time.
Yeah. But
it's about, like, how much control do you have that affects, like, how much of an effect do you have on their change? And that is always going to be like, I mean, you've got to expect 0. But that's what great relationships are. People who can like grow and like change together and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your girlfriend sounds like she's going to be dumb forever. Sorry, that was rude. OP replied, I went to take a walk after I wrote this, hoping I could let off some steam and calm down a bit. Coming back to this has been really eye-opening. Thank you. For real. And that's the end of that story. But I bet it ended up with a breakup.
Yeah.
And old boy just don't want to post his mess on the internet. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But I saw it. It was right there.
But I saw it.
That's a breakup.
My boyfriend swears he loves our dog, but I'm the only one caring.
Well, I swear your boyfriend's a liar.
My boyfriend, 30 male, and I, 35 male, have been together for almost 6 years. We adopted a dog almost 3 years ago when we both were in a situation where we were able to provide everything the dog would need. But our life has since changed for the worse.
No!
By the way, this comes from Artistic Jelly 1028, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I am Savannah.
I am Dakota.
I'm Keon.
And we are here to give some good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We would only tell you what we would do in this situation, but we would love to know what you would do in the comments. As OP says, a little background about the dog. He's an extra large breed that needs lots of space to exercise, and he has bad skin allergies. He also has severe anxiety, which makes him afraid of everything. Literally everything. Oh, God. If a leaf blew by him on the sidewalk, he'd be terrified and try to run away. This dog is 130 pounds.
Oh.
Gotta get your dog some medicine, man.
He's just a big baby. When we adopted him, we were aware of his condition and decided to take him in instead of allowing him to be put down. Well, good. After research, we learned the home he came from was chaotic with many children. We took him in because we lived in a huge 3-bedroom house with a big yard and didn't have any children to antagonize him. The dog was on multiple medicines. We weaned him off the meds and gradually he progressed greatly. He came out of his shell, started to run and play, and showed his personality. He became a completely different dog, still afraid of some things, but not remotely as bad as when we first adopted him. Then the vid hit.
Huh. And your dog was really stressed about the state of the world.
Aw, as we all were. We both lost our jobs. We live in a major city and had to sell our house and move into a small 1-bedroom apartment in the middle of the city, whereas before we lived just outside it. That's what we could afford while we were unsure when we'd get another job. That's a big move.
That feels maybe if you had just gone from a house to an apartment outside of the city. I feel like in the middle of the city, the apartment's always going to be more expensive, right? I mean, as long as you're not living in like the worst place.
Yeah. This is when I had the first conversation with him about rehoming the dog. I explained that I didn't think we could take the dog to a small apartment when we barely had space for ourselves. Additionally, it was a 5-story walk-up to the closest green area suitable for the dog was a 4 or 5 block away. He was adamant that the dog was coming with us, and that was that. Of course, the dog was severely stressed out after the move. His anxiety symptoms returned worse than before. He would bark all day because he kept hearing city noises outside, like sirens and people yelling and talking loud. He'd cry, howl, and become very agitated. He was terrified during walks because of the city bustling around him until it reached a point where he refused to go outside and started going in the apartment in the middle of the night. Oh, he's just sad, this guy.
We need to- we need-
little guy.
We need to build this confidence. This dog needs confidence and
He need a big
more.
place to stay. He's a big guy. He need big space.
He's a big old guy.
He has big feelings.
He's a big old guy.
And he is. I feel terrible because not only did I have to force the dog down all the stairs, but if I was successful, he'd freeze when he got outside. Again, the dog is 130 pounds. I found a job before my boyfriend, so I'd be home at work all day while he was home. I expected him to continue caring for the dog while I was gone, but I found out he wasn't even taking him for walks.
What?
When I'd asked what was going on, he would say that he's depressed, which is valid.
No, actually.
No.
That's not true at all. Sorry. Your depression is not a valid excuse for you to neglect your animal all day.
Did he say? Did he? Oh, so I thought the boyfriend was he saying he was depressed or the dog was depressed?
He.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the boyfriend.
He's like, I'm too depressed. I can't walk the dog.
Yeah, he's too depressed because he doesn't have a job. He can't find a job. He's trying to, and then I don't know.
Depression is valid. Using it as a reason for you to neglect the dog is not.
Yes, I agree. I explained that I understood, but if he's neglecting the dog because he doesn't want to get out of bed, then that's not fair to the dog.
Bingo.
Boom. We came up with a system where I'd take the dog out in the morning before work and he'd do it in the evening. That worked for a little while until I started noticing he would get into bed without taking the dog for a walk. When I mentioned it, he'd get really upset with me as if I was nagging him. So, to avoid the fights, I just got up and did it while he got in bed.
No, that's not.
No!
No.
Who said that?
No.
The dog also sheds quite a bit. You can brush him, sweep, and vacuum in the morning at 8 a.m., and by 6 p.m. the floor would be covered in fur again. Some days after working 12 hours, I'd come home and the dog hasn't been walked and the apartment was literally covered in fur. Also, in some cases, the dog's bowl would be bone dry with no water in it. Ugh. I'd ask why he didn't give the dog water all day, and he'd give some excuse like the dog drank it or he didn't know the dog needed water.
Hey,
This
stupid.
is a
Dogs need
child.
water.
This guy's acting like a child.
Like,
Even a child knows how to take care of a dog
Right?
sometimes.
you just
Sometimes.
you take it out, you give it food and water, boom.
Bare minimum.
Yeah, like that's the bare
And
minimum.
walk the dog.
Yeah, like I don't know. It infuriated me because the water bowl was in a place where you would walk by it constantly. It would turn into a fight when I wanted to hold him accountable. He'd say things like he didn't notice the bowl was empty. One day I came home and the dog was sleeping on the couch curled up. When he got up, I noticed he'd been bothering a spot on his side. He was limping. I could tell he was in pain. I asked my boyfriend if he knew the dog had injured himself because of the allergy, and he said no. I wanted to cry. How could you be home all day with this dog you love so much, but fail to notice he was hurt? At this point, he finally got up and took the dog to the vet. Afterwards, he complained about the cost, but I ignored him and still do when he brings it up. Finally, he was able to get a job, and we were going to move back into a house. I was looking at places further out of the city to accommodate the dog's spatial and outdoor needs, but he hated everything I was showing him. Finally gave up and told him to pick. He was picking without the dog in mind, so I'd have to remind him, which would turn into a fight. I took it upon myself to find a place and told him this is where we are moving, and that's it. Then I revisited the conversation about rehoming the dog again. This time I explained that I honestly don't have the capacity to take care of the dog between constantly reminding him of stuff or not being available because of work while he has way more free time than I do. He begged and pleaded for us to keep him and promised the move and his new job would fix all the problems we were having, especially the ones surrounding the dog. We've since moved and the dog is healthy again, but now, after almost 9 months, my boyfriend is falling back into his old routines of not thinking about the dog when he should. I'm the one, again, always feeding, cleaning up after the dog, taking him outside, and doing everything. We have a yard again, and some days he'll just let the dog out the back door and won't go out and pick up the poop. When I ask him to go get it, he has an attitude and wants to argue. I explained to him that nobody wants to hang out in their backyard surrounded by flies and dog poop, and then he stomps his way, huffing and puffing to get it sometimes.
Damn, he's still huffing and puffing when he picks up the crap.
I guess so.
Again, just bare minimum.
Yeah. Sometimes I won't do something on purpose to see if he will do it, but he won't. I'm sure if it wasn't for me constantly reminding him or doing it myself, he and the dog would starve in squalor.
And yeah, that's just always an annoying dynamic.
Yeah.
You can't just be told
No, for real.
everything all the time, constantly.
We're both now working full time, and both of us are gone 10 to 12 hours a day. Oh, I'm sad for the dog because he has become accustomed to just sleeping all day. When we come home, the dog is energized and wants attention, but my boyfriend just walks right by him or tells him to move out the way. So I
Hmm.
end up playing with the dog for not long enough because I'm tired. I work in a mentally and socially demanding field, so after a long day of talking to people, I do not want to play fetch. Most times, if my boyfriend needs to leave, he'll procrastinate or lay in bed until the last minute, giving him enough time to shower and walk out the door, leaving me again to take care of the dog before I can do what I need to. I sat on this for months before I decided to write about it here, but this week, I'm over it. He's been off work all week while I haven't been. All week, I was taking care of the dog, cleaning the house, cooking, in addition to working all week, while he just hung out downstairs watching TV or playing video games. Last night before bed, I asked him to take the dog out before he comes to bed, and I went to sleep. When I woke up today, Saturday, he slept in late, and I decided to lay in bed also because I was so tired from getting up at 5 a.m. all week. He jumps up, showers, and then leaves after some niceties. I finally go downstairs and see the dog has no water, the bowl is dry, and of course the dog didn't go out. I decide to let the dog out back and take my coffee with me, only to find the yard is littered with dog poop again. He let him out the back and didn't clean up after him. I honestly don't know what to do because I've explained to him that I can't take care of this dog anymore, and frankly, I don't want to.
It sounds like the easiest thing ever. You know
Yeah.
what you should do. You don't want to do it because you've probably been with this guy for a while, but you need to break up.
Yeah, it
It-
just seems like he's become like accustomed to this and is kind of just like, well, I know you're going to do it if I don't. So,
It's a completely uneven dynamic. There's no respect. It's why?
yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I don't understand people. It's not the dog's fault, and I believe the dog should be in a home where he can be properly cared for in the way he deserves. Not in our home, my neglectful boyfriend and exhausted me. By the way, we will never neglect you because you can listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Go to iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever podcast app you use, and just type in OK Storytime. There is some more, but what do we got?
Dump your boy.
Yeah.
Keep your dog.
Yeah. I'm thinking, OP, it seems like you've told him numerous times in numerous different places to, like, do this, do that, do that. And it's like, why can't you just get up? Like, what is this person doing all day? Just sitting around playing video games? Like, I get it. I love video games. But, like, at one point, I'm like, okay, my eyes hurt. I need to, like, get up and go outside or something. Like, and, like, this dog is just sitting there, just, like, doing nothing. Like, how do you not feel bad for it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's just an untenable situation at this point. What is keeping y'all together? It'll be cheaper when you don't have to live in a big house that's big enough for the two of you.
Yeah.
And, if you break up, I would bet that your boyfriend is going to come back and be like, I'm making all these changes. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm sorry. And you just need to go, great. I really hope that you do.
Yeah.
I really hope that you do.
Yeah.
And that's that.
Like, what else are you supposed to do? Tell him? You remind him? Like, what else are you supposed to do? Like, you're not home. So, I don't know. I wanted to mention also that the dog is very well behaved and loving. We cuddle and hug all the time, but not so much play, and I've taught him tricks as well. He also has a funny personality that makes us believe he doesn't know how large he actually is. He seems to be a happy dog who doesn't know his parents are fighting about him all the time. I've thought about doing the due diligence myself and rehoming the dog to a great home without his input, but that would make me feel terrible also. I welcome any advice or input as to what I can do in this situation. I mean, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say, like, break up with him or anything, but definitely, like, get a dog sitter. Like, or, have, like, obviously, if your partner can't do it, which is really annoying because they can do it, they're just refusing to, and if you're not home to do it, then you have to get someone to do it, and if that means, you have to pay someone to do it, or even, like, just let the neighbor know or something, like, someone has to take care of the dog. And I know you do, but you can't be there all the time. So when you're not there, someone else needs to take care of the dog.
Yeah.
Just the way it is.